Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be working with another Phalaenopsis. I just was working with one, so maybe you've seen the video on that. We polished some Phalaenopsis leaves. Then I found this guy sitting on the shelf here, and I think I'm going to give him a little bit of TLC too. So this is a nice white phal. I really like it. I've had it for quite a while actually, but he was stuck to the back shelf, and I see he's got a little bit of insect damage on him. And the spike was never staked, and some of the blooms have already started to fade, and you can see there's a bit of chew marks on, again from insects. So what I decided to do today was, because he doesn't even sit right, this spike is so toppling over, it's pulling the weight of the whole pot over, so he tips sideways because I didn't stake it properly. I thought what I'm going to do today is show you guys a good method to get him to rebloom off the same spike, and at the same time get this thing staked up properly so when he does rebloom, he's not so heavy and wants to topple over. We'll set this guy right up nicely. But beautiful little plant. I see lots of roots coming out the bottom. Just repotted him in May, it says on the tag here. So he's liking his new potting media. Why don't I take you down? This is going to hurt a little bit. We're going to cut off these blooms, but they're getting a little ratty. They're getting close to done anyways. Let's just get this guy ready for another good blooming season this fall. And yeah, so let's do this together. Okay, we'll bring you down here and we'll get started on this. So before we get started, I'll just show you I have some scissors that are just soaking in some rubbing alcohol to make sure they're nice and sterile for when we make our cuts. You always want to sterilize your scissors so there's no dirt or grime or bacteria or disease that gets into your cut. And so you can see sitting on this table here, if we take this orchid and we put him close to the edge of the table, he's basically going to fall over. He's so top heavy with that spike that he doesn't support himself, which I think was part of the problem. I had to tuck him back in behind some other stuff, make sure he was really supported. So what we're going to do now that these blooms are fading is we will cut off the blooms at the first available node that's going to flower, and I'll show you how to distinguish that. Then we will give it a good spike so that hopefully this guy is not going to be so straight out. We'll try to make him as straight up as we possibly can. Let's have a look a little bit closer at this. And I'll take out my scissors now. It's okay if they're still a little bit wet when we make the cut. That's not going to hurt anything. So as I said, this guy has has got a few blooms that have already fallen off this spike. So this node has already had a flower come out, and this node has already had a flower come out. But then you can see up here, this node here has not had anything happen yet, nor has this node down here. So you can kind of tell the difference. These are going to be two active nodes. If you go down a little bit further, the node is turned white. That one's not going to be so active. But I bet you we can get it to bloom off one or both of these nodes here. So what I want to do with my sterile scissors, and I mean, if you can't tell which node is which, you can just sort of count backwards. Count down a couple nodes from the flowers there, and you'll usually hit one. But I'm going to take a cut, and I'm just going to cut it about 1 centimeter above the next active node. And there we go, it instantly pops up already. So those flowers are now off the plant. Let's have a little bit better look at this. So you can see how that one, it almost looks like it wants to do something already. They're a little bit swollen. And so that's what an active node will look like. And there is another one there. Sorry about this shaking. See if we can get it to focus. Maybe. It's just so close and thin and zoomed in that it just doesn't want to. Anyways, we'll try to get a better shot there. So you can see how they look. Now if you look at these nodes here that are already spent, so that's already had a flower on it. That's not going to rebloom off that. You can tell it's done. Same with the one above it, of course. So those ones will never grow another spike out of it. But I'm hopeful for this one. Let's get you in focus again. Now you can see already, ta-da, it's standing upwards. So that's a good sign. I don't have to support it anymore. But the problem is once a spike starts on there, I may end up having to support it again. So in this case, I'm going to use a bamboo skewer. I use these guys for making barbecue skewers there. And I'm just going to try to put it in. Now, you can see how I put it away from the edge of the pot. All the roots of the plant are going to congregate to the edge of the pot here. So if I ran it right down the side, I would probably end up crushing a bunch of roots. So I don't want to do that. And then I'm going to just bend this up a little bit. There's a few ways that we can anchor this guy. One is going to be your regular orchid clip. That should work really just fine. If you don't have an orchid clip, these are a little, I went to like the dollar store and got hair clips. These would work as well. Just like so. The other thing you can use, I like to use sometimes little zap straps, zip ties, whatever you want to call them. They have a few different names, but they work really good as well. And you can put them a little bit lower on the plant and just do them up. And get it nice and straight there. And I'm going to use another one up here. Just like so. They're very low key. I like them because they're nice and low key. It's not tight, just snug. That's not going to go anywhere now. And I can even go one step further and cut those little bits of the end off there. If you want it to be aesthetically pleasing, you could still put that on. Doesn't look too bad. But now that spike is going to be way more ready to support an actual bloom. Hopefully it's going to continue to bloom upwards instead of outwards. And yeah, if you wanted to take one more last little bit of caution, you could put a little bit of cinnamon on the end here. And that would, again, prevent any bacteria from getting in. But I will probably do that off camera. I didn't bring any out. I'm just thinking about it now. Not something that I always do, but if I think about it, I will. Either way, honestly, I haven't had any issues. So this guy's probably going to hang out in the greenhouse for the rest of the summer, come in for the fall, and I will update you when this guy starts to form another little spike. So I hope you like this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.